Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I wanted to sit down and just talk about a subject that has been on my mind a lot lately. I've said a few times in previous videos how I'm going on an overseas trip soon, back to Japan. This time around I'm actually going to Okinawa for part of my trip, which is so beautiful. I think it's going to be one of the highlights of the trip for me. I am super excited as well because this will be my first ever tropical holiday. And I know that might seem strange since I live in Australia and a lot of people would be visiting here for tropical holidays. I've been to the beach a lot in previous years in Australia and seen a lot of beaches around the country, but still it's exciting to go somewhere new and see beautiful beaches in another part of the world. As the time comes closer to go, of course, I'm finished planning, but I'm looking at outfits I can wear and also bikinis. Since I don't have that many swimsuits, I was looking at getting some more. Naturally, looking on websites, trying to find outfits, I kept coming across certain things that had the tone of trying to give you the perfect bikini body. I guess the idea of a perfect body, of course, is so ridiculous. Of course, it doesn't exist, but we've all heard these terms about beach body or bikini body, right? And of course, that's a problem. It causes a lot of anxiety for many women, myself included, because I don't think that I have a perfect body or anything like that. I don't know if many women out there do. Even the most confident woman out there probably still has their own insecurities. But of course, this idea of a perfect beach body tends to revolve around two things. I'd say the first one being the fact that it is a slim or athletic body, and of course that's a problem on its own and a topic for a whole other video. But I'd say the second thing that comes to mind, or the very obvious thing that is also involved in bikinis and swimwear, is the idea that the perfect beach body would be tanned. And of course, I'm not tanned. I'm pretty pale. I'm definitely not the lightest, whitest person out there, but I definitely fall into the category of being pale. And tanning, I decided long ago, was just not for myself. I did tan for a video once with fake tan in a bottle. I've never tanned in the sun, and either way, I just personally don't like a tan on myself. In fact, pale skin is one of many natural things about myself that I actually like about myself and don't want to change. Of course, the common trend I'd say for young women these days is to fake tan, dye their hair, which I do, fake nails, lots of makeup, etc. And I'd say the only thing I don't do is fake tan, which definitely saves me a lot of time and money, but it's just not something that I've ever really been interested in. I'd say anytime I've thought about going to the beach or the pool, or when summer rolls around, if you will, my priority is not to be tanned and cover up my pale skin at the beach, but I just don't want to get burnt. I think that's the only priority that I have when I go out in the sun. And I feel like this is kind of rare. Of course, there are plenty of other pale people, or whatever natural skin tone they may have. There are plenty of people out there who are happy with their skin tone and they don't want to change it. But I definitely see, whether it's online or in real life, lots of young women about my age or even younger saying that they feel ugly when they're pale, or even just saying that they have to fake tan to feel confident to either go to the pool or the beach or just exist day to day. I remember a couple years ago I was trying to shop for swimsuits and bikinis, just browsing around a few shops at a shopping centre. And I don't know if I actually bought one that day, but I had one in my hand in a certain store. And the shop assistant looked at me, of course, seeing me as a pale person holding a bikini. And they looked at me and said, "Oh, you're going to have to fake tan before you wear that one." Of course, they said this in a joking way. I'm not trying to make it 100% serious. And I didn't confront this person or anything. I was a lot younger back then. And who knows, if something like this happened now, I may not even confront a person, but still. I remember thinking, what a bitch. I don't need to fake tan. You don't need to say that I need to fake tan. Maybe she thought I was someone that did fake tan or just wasn't happy with my pale self, but I am happy being pale and I don't need to change that. Now, of course, being pale in my own natural state, there are a few things I can compare to when I did try fake tanning, one of which was the fact that I definitely looked fitter or more toned when I was fake tanned, but that's not something that's prompted me to fake tan again. It is something I noticed though. Just like that, I know my cellulite was a lot less noticeable because I do have cellulite. It's just one of those genetic things. Even when I do work out a lot, even when I have been slimmer, I've just always had it, and I might always have it, and that's okay with me. I know it's definitely a thing that a lot of people have issues with, or women especially, but cellulite is a very common thing. Even my fiance, who is quite a slim man, still has cellulite. it's not only on women, it just shows up a lot more on pale skin. And not everyone gets cellulite, and you can't even always get rid of it. Sometimes it is just a genetic thing. Of course, there are a few other things that are more noticeable being pale, like on myself, and maybe it's not just to do with being pale, but I think my skin is just pretty clear, and it definitely shows up in the fact that I feel like my veins are very visible at all times, just having blue veins all over. They're just very visible. And also because I have two very energetic dogs, whenever they jump on me, playing with me, naturally I will get bruised, and that shows up a lot more because I'm pale rather than being tanned. And I think I just bruise easy to begin with. So naturally my legs especially, but also my arms as well at times, are always splotchy and blotchy, uneven, but still I don't fake tan, and I don't have any interest in it for myself at this point in time anyway. At the very least, I'm not interested in tanning out of obligation to anyone else, so they feel comfortable looking at my pale skin. But of course there are steps that I take, or things that definitely help feeling confident being pale rather than just reaching for a fake tan bottle. And I guess that's one of the bigger things that I wanted to talk about today. So I suppose one thing that definitely helps, and this can help many people if you are plus size or if you're pale like myself and just want to feel confident, I think one of the easiest things is of course to wear cute swimsuits and bikinis. Clothes that you feel fantastic in and comfortable in definitely helps, and doesn't mean you need to wear a wetsuit to the beach and cover up in that sense. Just wear something that you think looks nice. You'll feel more confident and you'll be able to rock that no matter what your skin tone is. Although with that being said, I definitely have a long-sleeved rash vest coming in the mail for myself for my trip, because I want to take steps to try and avoid being burnt at all costs. I won't wear it all the time, but just if I'm out in the water for a long time, that's my plan, in conjunction with sunscreen and all the other fun stuff to keep the sun off my body. Of course, there are a few other things that help as well. I personally feel confident by working out at the gym to be strong and fit and healthy, doing cardio and also weights. Feeling toned in that sense definitely makes me feel like I look better and I feel more confident for it. I know that's not going to be the same case for everyone, but it works for me and it's something I'd recommend. Another thing that also really helps, especially for pale skin, is dry brushing or exfoliating in general, just to even out skin tone and texture. It can help reduce the appearance of cellulite. It's not going to remove it, in my experience at least, but it definitely helps smooth things out and makes things look a lot nicer no matter what skin tone you have, so I think that's great to do as well. Another thing that's especially helpful for pale people at the beach or the pool is to go for a zinc-based sunscreen, because it is normally thicker and I feel like it's just a lot more reflective in the sun and almost provides a bit of coverage on pale skin. Of course, it would be a white cast on any sort of mid-range skin tone to dark, but on pale skin, it's almost like a little bit of makeup for the legs and arms and all over body, and just smooths everything out color-wise all over the body. And it's also, of course, really good sun protection as well. So in my experience, that conceals a lot of the issues I mentioned before, like cellulite and bruising. When I use zinc-based sunscreen on my legs, I definitely notice my cellulite a lot less. And when I'm out in the sun, I feel like you can't even see it at all. But of course, rather than those quick fixes, I think the step to being confident is more so just accepting who you are. If you want to stay as you are with skin tone or any other facet of your life, it's more of an issue up here than it is on the outside. And I can say that because it goes the same in any other aspect, like skin issues or body size and things like that. Being confident is definitely a lot easier said than done. To finish off, I wanted to say that you should feel beautiful if you are pale, or if you've got a medium skin tone or a beautiful deep skin tone. You should feel beautiful because you are. And if you do want to tan because you like the look of it, you feel more confident that way and just prefer to be tan, then tan for that reason. Of course, I like to change things up about myself too. I've got bleached hair, I glue on nails and eyelashes almost every day, and I like to wear makeup just because I like the look. I think that you should be able to create your own beauty and change up your look as you see fit, but not doing it for anyone else, and that's the main point behind what I'm saying. Alright, now I think I've rambled on long enough, so I'm going to wrap this up here, but I just wanted to thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it or found it helpful. If you do struggle a little bit in the confidence department, if you're pale or whatever your skin tone might be, if you struggle in that aspect, be confident in who you are. If you want to stay that way and if you want to change for yourself, do that, but don't change for anyone else. If you found this video helpful today or enjoyed it at all, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But now I will be leaving this one here, so I just wanted to thank you once again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!